Hey, road. Snakes. What happened with snakes?
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Batman.
I am the Father.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Okay, today we are really jumping into something interesting. We're looking back at 1960s Hollywood.
Yeah, specifically focusing on this one moment, this film, where you can really see how a huge movie star's power could, well, almost bend the filmmaking process itself.
We're talking about the 1964 circus epic, The Magnificent Showman.
Or you might know it as Circus World. It went by both titles.
Right. And our main source here is this really insightful review from 2012 called Second Chance Cinema. It kind of pushes us to look again at films maybe overlooked or, judged too quickly.
Exactly. So our mission, let's call it that, is pretty clear. We're using this movie, Circus World, as a kind of case study.
A case study for what exactly?
For understanding John Wayne's career at that point, the mid-60s. What happens when a star gets, well, the review calls it unprecedented control. And starts making choices based on protecting his image, maybe even over making the script work.
Okay, so we're digging into the production drama. Sounds like there was plenty of that.
Oh, yeah.
The melodrama of the plot itself and why this massive, expensive movie isn't really seen as like a top-tier John Wayne film.
Right. What's the cost when the persona, the Duke's image, just sort of takes over the whole story?
So to get this, we need to understand where John Wayne was in 1964.
Yeah, context is key. I mean, the Duke, he was coming off this incredible run, decades really, of iconic westerns, war films. He was massive.
An absolute institution, more than just an actor.
Totally. A brand. But things were changing, in Hollywood. And for him, the review suggests he was kind of shifting gears.
Moving away from those really heavy dramatic roles.
That's what it looks like. By 64, the idea of a John Wayne picture was pretty set in stone. And the review points out something crucial.
Which is?
That Wayne basically stopped playing the part as presented in the script and started playing the version of John Wayne that the public wanted to see.
Wow, okay. That says a lot about how he saw his job and maybe how the audience saw him.
It does. It's like, forget the character details. Just give us the Duke.
So the script becomes secondary to the brand image. Was this shift into, like, lighter stuff, more comedy-ish roles? Was that just business? Or the industry changing?
I think it was probably a mix. But mostly, it speaks volumes about his bankability, right?
Yeah.
People weren't just paying to see Matt Masters in Circus World.
They wanted John Wayne as John Wayne.
Exactly. Being the strong, moral, fatherly figure they knew. And when you have that kind of star power, you get leverage, massive leverage over the final product.
So he's basically an uncredited writer shaping his own part.
You could definitely say that.
Yeah.
And, while that sounds like it guarantees success,
It doesn't always work out for the best film.
well, the source suggests that level of control didn't always lead to the best of decisions creatively.
Yeah.
Sometimes the film itself ended up wanting, a bit lacking.
And the Magnificent Showman Circus World is right in the middle of that phase.
Smack dab in the middle. A perfect example.
And you see that power play out right from the start, don't you? With the director situation.
Oh, absolutely. This wasn't just any project. Originally, Frank Capra was supposed to direct.
The Frank Capra. It's a Wonderful Life Capra.
That's the one. A giant. And he walked.
Why?
The review is blunt. Capra quit after script conflicts with John Wayne.
That's staggering, really. Capra quitting because of an actor's demands on the script.
It shows you the kind of influence Wayne had. Even a director of Capra's stature couldn't make it work if Wayne wasn't happy with the character, with his portrayal.
So the film's foundation was shaky from the get-go. They needed someone who, well, knew how to handle the Duke.
Precisely. So they brought in Henry Hathaway. Hathaway had worked with Wayne a lot, successfully. He understood the deal.
Right, and Hathaway would later direct True Grit, Wayne's Oscar win, so there was trust there.
There had to be. Hathaway knew he was stepping into a situation where the star's persona was paramount.
Okay, so Hathaway takes over. What's the actual story he's trying to wrangle here?
Yeah.
Sounds like pure melodrama.
Oh, it is. Big time. Wayne plays Matt Masters. He owns this big Wild West-themed circus turn of the 20th century. It's doing okay in the U.S.
But he gets this idea.
Yeah, this arguably crazy idea to take the whole thing, the entire circus, on a tour of Europe.
Which his advisors probably said was nuts, right? The review mentioned these tours were often the graveyard of U.S. circuses.
Exactly. Huge risk.
Yeah.
But Matt has his reasons. It's not really about the circus business.
There's a personal motive.
Always is in these things, isn't there? He's looking for someone, a woman named Lili.
played by Rita Hayworth, another huge star.
Right. Lili was part of his life, maybe his circus, 14 years earlier. She vanished after her husband died.
Her husband was her trapeze partner.
Yep. Tragic accident, supposedly. And when Lili left, she left behind their daughter, Toni, who was just 4.
And Matt Masters raised Toni.
Raised her as his own. Now, Toni, played by Claudia Cardinal, is all grown up. And guess what she wants to do?
Oh, no. Join the circus. Be a trapeze artist like her parents.
You got it. Much to Matt's disgust, as the review puts it. He's horrified.
Yeah.
It's that classic protective John Wayne father figure thing, kicking in hard.
Okay, so you can already see how the plot is being shaped around Wayne's persona. The stoic dad, the lost love, protecting the family.
Absolutely. It hits all those expected beats, but then things go wrong almost immediately, like spectacularly wrong.
The European tour starts with
Disaster. They sail into Barcelona, ready to wow Europe, and the ship carrying the circus sinks. Right there at the dock.
Wait, the whole ship sinks before they even unload properly.
Yep. The source is pretty clear. The whole operation, tents, animals, everything.
Yeah.
Ruined. Underwater.
That's almost comical in its scale of disaster.
It is pretty wild. So now they're stranded in Europe, broke. They have to take jobs with a rival Wild West show just to survive and maybe rebuild.
All while Matt is still trying to find Lili and deal with Toni wanting to risk her neck on the high wire.
Exactly. It's a lot. Great potential for spectacle, maybe, but the story's already feeling a bit overloaded.
Yeah, fragile seems like a good word. Which brings us to the analysis part. How does this whole thing actually play on screen, given the star power, the melodrama, the sinking ship?
Well, the first thing the review points out is how obviously it's built for Wayne. It's a star vehicle for the aging Wayne, it says.
Meaning
He's positioned very clearly as the father figure. He's not the romantic lead here. It's about him protecting his daughter, dealing with the past, being the steady center.
Okay. And you mentioned spectacle. Did they pull that off the circus part?
Visually.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to nail that. The review says they used a real circus with actual performers and animals.
So it felt authentic.
Gave it an authentic air, yeah. You really feel the scale, the buzz, maybe the danger of that world.
And for the fans just wanting to see Wayne be Wayne, does he get his cowboy moments?
He does, but in a very specific way. The review notes he does his best cowboy work, but only as part of the Wild West show, like the show within the circus show.
Huh. So it's Wayne playing a cowboy. Meta.
It's totally meta. It kind of shows how they had to shoehorn that iconic image into a non-Western story. But this is where the film structure really starts to wobble.
Under the weight of Wayne's influence and maybe that chaotic production?
Seems likely, because there's this major plot point that just vanishes.
The vanishing subplot, right.
Yeah.
What was it?
So, besides the whole Matt, Lili, Toni family drama, the movie sets up something darker. A vendetta.
A vendetta against who?
Against Matt and Lili. Connected to how Lili's husband, the trapeze artist, died all those years ago. There are hints it wasn't just an accident. Maybe foul play.
Ooh, okay. That sounds like it could be really interesting. A mystery element.
It does. It could have added real grit, real tension.
But they just drop it after setting it up.
Completely. The review says this whole vendetta thing rolls on throughout the first 2 hours, building suspense, making you wonder what really happened.
And then
poof, it's a song I mentioned.
Yeah.
Just gone. Left totally ignored or unresolved.
Wait, so you never find out. Did Lili do something? Was Matt involved? That's unsatisfying, to say the least.
Massively unsatisfying. It feels like maybe the most compelling thread in the whole movie, and they just snip it off.
Why would they do that? Was it too dark for a John Wayne picture?
That's probably it. It suggests that maybe complexity, especially anything that might cast a shadow on the romantic interest, Lili, or by extension, Matt, it just wasn't allowed.
It didn't fit the required mold for the star vehicle.
Right. The priority seemed to be a clean, emotional resolution family, reunited, not solving some murky potential crime from the past. The Duke needed to fix things, but maybe not that kind of thing.
So accommodating the star's image meant sacrificing a key part of the plot's potential.
That seems to be the clear takeaway. The review blames these plot inconsistencies and a general lack of pace, because all that spectacle takes time for why the film just isn't considered top-tier Wayne.
Not a classic.
Far from it. The reviewer basically says it's okay for a couple of hours if you're not looking to be stretched. Faint praise, really.
Yeah. So, looking back, The Magnificent Showman is less a great movie and more a fascinating artifact.
Exactly. An artifact of 1960s Hollywood economics, star power, authority.
Yeah.
It's like the physical proof of John Wayne's incredible leverage at that time.
A film where the brand literally overwrote the blueprint.
Yeah. A film that lost a director like Capra. Started with that insane sinking ship sequence and then just abandoned its own central mystery.
Well, it seems to make sure the Duke looked like the Duke, the patriarch.
That seems to be the story. It failed structurally, you could argue, but maybe it succeeded in its primary goal, showcasing Wayne's established persona on a grand scale.
Which really leads us to that final thought, doesn't it? Something for you, the listener, to chew on.
Yeah, think about this. If a star gets so powerful, they can demand that compelling, but maybe complicating, plot lines like that whole vendetta thing just get cut out. Can the movie that results ever really stand on its own 2 feet, narratively speaking? Or are these kinds of massive star vehicles always going to be a bit compromised? Because their first job is to serve the icon, not necessarily the story.
A really interesting question to consider next time you watch a film that feels totally built around its lead. Thanks for diving deep with us today.